All right, it is Labor Day Monday, and I'm filming today to recap the digital agent event that we just did in Waikiki last Thursday on the 1st. So my team and I have been planning this event for about 3 months, and it was incredible. That's all I can say is like, Travis and I were walking and talking after, and he's like, I think this was like a 9.5 out of 10, and I don't even know how we do the other 0.5%. So incredible turnout. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what it was, because a lot of you might not know, like, what the heck was a digital agent event and why did you have it? So let's kind of recap that event, why we did it, the turnout that we had, and what's coming down the pipeline. All right, so the reason that we even had this event in the first place was because, number one, Travis and Neessa were due for a Hawaii visit. So this is one way I could get them over here and make sure that we had a kick-ass time. But for the biggest reason, it's that agents have been told over and over, you need to be on video. You need to be on video. You need to be on social media. Stop posting just sold, just listed, just sold, just listed. Like, there is a way to be a digital agent, a real estate agent in 2022 where you're actually attracting clients and not chasing them. And one of the biggest things is just talking about topics like interruption marketing versus actual searching and intentional marketing. Things like TikTok versus YouTube versus Instagram versus Facebook. And so in order to do that, we had to bring in the best of the best. Our headliner was the one and only Michael Reese, digital agent president. Incredible story. We got to hang out with him all week. And this is a guy that, no big deal, makes like $500,000 a month just from passive revenue. And so he does this through funnels, and he does this through all his platforms and webinars and just ClickFunnels. He is the funnels master. And so getting to hang out with him all week was amazing. He's a local boy, grew up in Mililani for a couple of years, and now he lives in Puerto Rico, but we flew him all the way from Puerto Rico to come hang out with us. All I can tell you is he is the most humble person I have met in a long time for somebody who makes the amount of income that he does. And he does it with a serving heart, and that was a big takeaway. But he's just so passionate about sharing what he's learned in his career. He looks a lot younger than he is. Like, I swear he was in his like early 40s, if that, but he's been around the block for a while. He left Hawaii in 1989, and so he kind of shared his story about that and kind of how his business and real estate career shifted and pivoted over the years. And he's learned a lot. And so he was able to kind of just dump on us, like literally fire hose for an hour and a half. We had to cut him off because he could have kept going. Just so much information. And his version of business and how he's been so successful in the real estate space is through funnels. And he's done the ISAs, he's done the door hangers, he's mastered the neighborhoods and really just established himself in a new market time and time again and mastered it in such a short period of time. And so it's a process that is duplicatable. Once you know the playbook, you just gotta repeat the playbook and you'll have the numbers. And it really came down to those numbers, right? So like he did a lot of these graphs and charts that he was presenting of saying, okay, if I have a pond of 600 people and out of the 600 people, 11% of those are gonna sell in that neighborhood. Out of those 11%, 2% are actually gonna sell in the next 6 months. Those are the people that you are targeting. And he's sharing the platforms and the systems exactly that he uses to plug in. So there's no secrets. It's literally all right there for you. And it was amazing to get that. I don't think people could write notes fast enough. We were all just kind of like jaw on the floor, like, holy crap, this is incredible.
How many people would trade a dime for a dollar? Okay? Yeah. You should, everybody's hand should go up. Everybody's hand should, and that's marketing, right? We would give, if I had a $3.9 million buyer who was a relative moving here that had to buy this weekend, who would give me a 25% referral fee?
I give you 30.
Okay. that means that's your CAC, your customer acquisition cost. You're willing to give 30% to get a deal. Why don't you invest 30% in your business? And create unlimited deals. That's the mindset.
The second person that we brought in was Dustin Brohm from The Massive Agent. So Dustin is a buddy of Travis and Neessa's, but I haven't really had a lot of time connecting with him previous to this. I did get to see him in Vegas for the Forward event in July, and then he was at Build in Texas last week. And so we did get to like kick it a little bit more in Texas, but it wasn't until he was in Hawaii that I actually got some quality time with him. So he was here for 3 days, I think, and his biggest thing is he's just killing it in the content space game. But he didn't start that way, right? So he tells the story of how his first video was so embarrassing, and I think we've all been there. Your first video you ever create is gonna be like horrible, but you just gotta put in the reps. And same thing with his podcast. When he started his podcast, he was fumbling all over the place, and he always calls them like squirrel moments when he's talking. So he's not always the most perfect person, but he just keeps putting himself out there over and over and over. And now he's in a place in his career where he just partnered up with Broke Agent Media. So he's a part of their marketing business, which is really cool. He came over to just tell it like it is. His presentation was more of a tactical approach, I would say, where he's literally showing us how to add stickers to our Instagram stories. And he's telling you what to hashtag and which platforms to be on and what exactly to post.
Most agents are a on social media, if we're being totally honest. So let's not do that. So 5 things you must be to get hired. Okay, 5 things you must be. You must be visible. Okay, so people have to see you, right? They have to actually see you, so you have to be there. You have to be likable. So when they see you, do they like you or do they never want to see you again? But do it consistently, because consistency is where the magic happens. Consistency is where the platforms will help you find the right audience. You can't do 5 videos and expect to get 3 listings from it. If you do 5 videos a week, every week, that's when the listings come. Because you've built credibility, right? You built likability. If you want people to connect with you, if they feel that you're looking them in the eye when you're speaking, that's big.
Takeaway that I got from his presentation, because I do a lot of this stuff already, but just taking advantage of the polls and the interactive things and just watching his results and his analytics from simply creating a stupid poll of would you prefer mountains or ocean? It's just so simple, and it's so easy for real estate agents to just like diarrhea of the mouth real estate all the time, and we don't need to do that. That's what our feed is for, but our stories is for the reality show, right? It's people are watching us to decide what are they doing in their spare time? What's their community like? Like, what are the things they like? Show me their personality. They don't want to hear you talk about real estate all the time. And I think we've all been there. And then Travis, of course, who is our team leader and the head of the Farris team and the collab agents, he did a really good presentation on mindset because it's super important. And just hearing his story and Neessa's story, where they've come from and where they're going, it's so inspiring to watch them just walk the walk and talk the talk.
That's kind of a simple terms of job versus a business. Now let me put this in perspective, because there's a couple stories, we're full of stories.
And I don't just sell it. It kind of changed my life. So we got into real estate. I've been into real estate for about 10 years.
One of the big takeaways I got from Travis, which I know this, but it's the theory of red water versus blue water. So red water is a space where it's really sharky. There's a lot of people in that area. We're all going after the same prey. So something like military buyers, right? If you go to Facebook right now in a Facebook group and somebody drops in PCSing to Oahu, guess what? You're gonna have 50 freaking comments of realtors chasing that, okay? That is not a space I wanna be marketing in. That is a space I'm trying to stay far, far away from. But instead, I can create my own blue water where there's no sharks, just by being authentic and sharing my story to say like, hey, I'm a veteran spouse. I've PCS 3 times myself. This is my story. This is how we got to Hawaii. This is how I'm helping clients today, and share all of their stories. And so you're building that authentic creation. I'm not in a space where I'm interrupting or chasing them or hunting them, but instead they're attracted to me and coming to me to say, and this happens all the time, you guys, Marina, I've been watching all your videos. There's no one else I'd rather work with than you. When can we get started? How do I get started? What's the first step? It's so fulfilling as an agent to know you have that peace of mind that people are actually looking and seeking you specifically for your niche, instead of chasing them or calling them and like hounding them. It's just a completely different business model. And so that's something that this event was about, right? And then to wrap it up, well, fun story. So I'm the coordinator for the event, and I've done weddings the last 10 years of my life. So this is a walk in the park essentially for a corporate event. So we did an amazing job with uplights and like not your traditional event where most events you walk in and it's fluorescent lights and just very like blah. Okay, this is like club scene. We had blue and purple uplights on the walls, and we had like hype music, like the Spider-Man soundtrack going. It was just like a completely different atmosphere. And we intentionally did not have enough chairs, thinking that we had like 75 attendees and probably a percentage would not show up. Guys, we had 85 people show up, standing room only, and the hotel was threatening us that they were calling the fire marshal. Like, never in my life did I think that our very first event would be this incredible. And to see this, like the turnout that we had and people standing for 3.5 hours was such a testament to our hard work marketing this event, bringing in the right people and the right experts to talk about these topics, and then just an opportunity to network. I mean, that was a big thing to me. It was just like, people want to know this stuff and they're not learning it in the environments that they're at their offices. Because this was not an EXP attendance, let me just tell you. I think out of our roster, 25 people were actually part of Collab Agents, which is our organization that we run. I had lenders there, a couple different lenders from different companies, and most were agents from other brokerages, which was amazing to hear that they wanted to know more information. And so we're super inspired and super motivated, and we've heard it from the people. You guys want more trainings like this, so we're gonna keep pumping them out. And I think just because this event, it was such a grand scale that had poo-poos and cocktails and like the whole shebang with the music and stuff, it's not cheap to run, like let's be frank. So we're gonna be a little bit more strategic to make sure that each event is profitable to help fund the next one. But this is a good investment this first go around. So hopefully we can do an annual event that's like the Digital Agent Event 2023, and we just keep going every year and it keeps getting bigger and grander, and we can bring in even bigger and better people and speakers, which would be incredible. And maybe we even do like a 2-day conference, like you never know. So it was great to just see all of that, to be together in a space, have that networking time, and it was just super awesome turnout. Like I just heard so many compliments and so many words of confirmation that we were doing the right thing. So that was a great testament to us and our leadership team for putting this thing together. So with that said, that's a quick recap. We will be having the entire full recording of all 3 speakers and Neessa, so that makes 4, available probably for purchase for replay. And so once we get that out, I'll definitely make sure you guys hear about it. Definitely make sure you like and follow for more, I would say. Just make sure that you're tuned in with whatever I'm posting so you don't miss it. Hitting that bell on the subscribe really will notify you every time a new video comes out. But I'm stoked, guys. There's so much good stuff down the pipeline. I think we're gonna do some really fun, fancy masterminds in the slopes this winter. So we get some snowboarding in the morning and some content creation in the afternoon. Like one big, massive ski lodge house, Airbnb style with a hot tub. Like, let's go. I'm excited. So definitely follow for more, and we'll see you soon.